Let's welcome back to the show from House Oversight is Congressman Tim Burchett. Congressman, it's good to see you again. Okay, so Biden family insider Tony Bobulinksi, he testified today that Joe Biden, quote, enabled and benefited from his family selling access to the U.S. government to the U.S.'s most dangerous adversaries, including China and Russia. Can you tell us more about this?
Well, he said his direct words, the Biden family business was Joe Biden, period. I think that is a complete conflict of what we've been hearing, at least in some of the liberal media. It's very clear what they were doing. They were selling influence. They had access to some of the top secrets that we have. And China, of course, being our #1 adversary in the world right now, it seems to me that espionage and everything else, treason, all those things come to mind. But it's kind of a tale of two cities between him and Rob Walker. You know, Walker's over there saying they walked a fine line, but until he wouldn't pay him $50,000 back, and they had to kick him off a deal because of cocaine. But then he went on to say that they got $3 million after Joe Biden popped in on another meeting. So, I mean, it's clear, Liz, this has been laid out. The corruption is deep. And these people are compromised from top to bottom. You know,
Tony Bobulinski, he's a decorated Navy officer. He held security clearance from the NSA and the Energy Department. And he's testifying that China's energy company, CEFC, purposely targeted Joe Biden and Hunter Biden to infiltrate and compromise the Obama White House. That the Obama White House and DOJ, you know, they had already red flagged this Chinese CEFC company as a known surrogate of the Chinese Communist Party.
Yes, ma'am. I just left part of that testimony just not 15 minutes ago, and Mr. Bobulinski is very precise. He speaks very well. He doesn't have to use notes. And the interesting thing about it, Liz, he gave dates, details, countries, people who are at meetings. He was very precise. He makes a very convincing witness. And I would say everything that he said, I would not take it with a grain of salt. I would take it as a grain of truth.
Yeah, so he also is testifying that they purposely set up a complex scheme of these payments and wire transfers and off-balance sheet shell companies for Joe Biden to hide behind to, quote, maintain plausible deniability. So the more you dig into this, you brought up this D.C. restaurant meeting. Let's talk about Rob Walker. You know, Hunter Biden is set to testify in a few weeks, February 28th. James Biden reportedly testifies next week. But what you said about Rob Walker, he's a Biden insider, testifying Joe Biden met with Hunter and the head of China's CEFC at the Four Seasons restaurant in D.C. sometime in early 2017. And Biden showing up helped them close a $3 million deal? And then they started making money from that? So was he the deal closer?
It's apparent he was. Joe Biden is going to, and I've said this all along, I think I said this on your show 6 months ago, that Joe Biden will use his mental capacity as an excuse to duck any of these charges. But I think it's pretty clear about what's going on and the depth of what they've got. You know, with all these people coming over our border and we're finding out one of the largest group are Chinese, I think we better be very cautious about what's going on in this country. And if China moves on Taiwan, where will all these possibly 1 million Chinese in our country illegally, where will they go? Well, and it's clear that this White House is allowing that to happen.
But sticking on this story, Rob Walker testifying the Biden family last name would, quote, get people in the door to do deals, that the Biden name was their calling card in overseas deals. You know, the thing is, it's Rob Walker. He was the one who reportedly who Hunter Biden told, take the $1 million and send payments to James Biden, my sister-in-law, rather Joe Biden's sister-in-law and Haley Biden. That's what was going on behind the scenes. So the more and more you see this testimony coming in, more detail, was Joe Biden really not knowing, as he claims, what was going on?
Well, he had to. I mean, they cut him out of the deal because he owed him $50,000. But then he obviously realized it was the Biden name that got him to the table on that $3 million deal. And that's why Joe Biden went back into the meeting. That is so obvious to everyone and to the public. I just wish the Justice Department would quit persecuting poor moms that are fighting against pornography in their classroom and get back to doing their job here, because Hunter Biden and the Biden family are involved in espionage, and they need to be brought to the table.
Got it. Espionage, that's a heavy charge. We know FARA violations, foreign lobbying violations, right? But why do you say espionage?
because of the Chinese. There's no other reason they're here, Liz.
Okay.
And you and I know it, and that's exactly
well,
why
I don't
they're
know.
here. It's
I
not
haven't
money.
seen. Well, wait a minute. I haven't seen the evidence for that yet, but we'll stay on the story for sure. We'll keep following these developments. Congressman Burchett, thank you so much for joining us tonight. It's good to see you.
Thank you, ma'am.